Hi there, this is SuNN. Thanks for joining me for another Fabricate Friday video. Today I have a really special project that I wanted to share with you. I'm making these two little boxes to house dry shampoo that I got at my suppliers. It's by Kevin Murphy, dry cleaning spray shampoo. I thought it would be really nice to give to two of my clients who are going on holiday shortly, and it's the big European vacation, and I decorated it up just using actually an old world map. Now we do have something in the catalog called Typeset and the designer series paper, and it would go perfectly for this type of a project, but I don't have any. I'm out, so I just took an old map and grunged it up a little bit and cut it up, and that's what I came up with. So I'm going to share with you how to make it. So you're going to need a piece of paper by 8.5 by 6.5, and we are going to score the long side at 1.5, 6.5, and 8. Turn it around, and on the short side 1.5, 3, 4.5, and 6. And that's all the scoring you're going to need. Now we're going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. And this is soft suede that I'm using. Okay, so you should have something like that. Now, I'm going to cut up this score line, take off this rectangle right here, and then it's just simply cutting up on the score lines on the bottom. And then for the top, we're removing these two rectangles, I guess, and then cutting up the score line here. So that's the lid. This will be the flap, inside flap. This is the front of the box, so these two squares totally get cut right off. I suppose it's a square and a rectangle. Okay, so you're left with something that looks like that. Now this is the lid, as I said, so I'm folding that up. Then what I'm going to do, I think you've seen me do this before, I'm just going to fold each one of these in, and I'm going to cut two at the same time, and that's just so that they have the same width or length, I guess, on the inside of the box, because it drives me crazy if I can't do it equal. And I'm wedging these little pieces out. Then I'm going to take my corner rounder. This is a 1/2 inch. Measures the same, I just don't have the Project Life one that Stampin' Up sells, but it's exactly the same. And then we're just going to stick it all together. Now at this point, if you actually had wanted to put, you know, like a half moon circle or something like that in there so that they could open the box, I just left it. I didn't bother doing that. Because I have a brad on the top, and I thought it would be just easy enough to pull the brad or the sides because it's small enough, right? Anyway, so fast fuse along the one side, and actually it's probably easier if I put the map paper on right as we speak. So the map, or the designer series paper that you want to use, is 4 3/4 tall and 1 1/4 wide. and I will show you how I grunged it up. And this, the lid square is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Easy, right? And so this is the map. As you can see, I altered it a little bit. And I just have a little piece of paper here, or actually it's a piece of plastic I use for this sort of thing. I have my soft suede ink and a little sponge, and all I'm going to do is just little circles off the side with my sponge, just to grunge that up a little bit. It seemed to look more weathered if I had done it this way, so that's the reason why I'm doing it. For the world's travelers. All right. While I have the fast fuse out, I'll just, today it hates me. And designer series paper and or paper of your choice on the top. Folding the box in half like that, it gives you the box. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the side in, back in, and then we're going to put adhesive on the front tab. Oops. That should be enough. All right, so I'm going to paper pierce right in the center of the lid, and that's where I'm going to put this antique brad. Just like that. And I'm going to put the second bottle of Fresh Hair by Kevin Murphy inside. Close the box up, and then I'm going to give that little brad an extra push, and then sort of lift it up with my fingernails just so that there's enough room there. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do a little Stampin'. So I'm using the Num Num set again, just a little something for you. I actually looked in all of my supplies, all of my stamp sets, everything, and I do not have a Bon Voyage stamp. So it's going to be something that I'm going to have to look into. Okay, so now I'm using the Chalk Talk framelits. I'm going to get out my magnetic platform here. This is a piece of Whisper White, and I'm using this shape, just pushing it to the bottom because I do want to put that little guy in there. All right, I'm just going to run this through the Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here we are. Just going to take those little pieces out. Put that away. And then I'm going to do a little bit more sponging here on the ends. Because I have to grunge that up a little bit. And then I'm using a little piece of our linen thread. Just looping it right in the center, grabbing it with the other end. Tying a knot there at the end so that it hangs perfectly, snugging that in, clipping off the excess. And then, with my soft suede marker, that one was to Heather, so I'm gonna say Bon voyage, Michelle. Awesome. I hope they will like that. I think it'll come in really handy. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. And if you want any of the supplies, it's located at the description bar or on my blog. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great weekend.